A classic legacy combo deck is back. I'm talking about Sneak and Show, the deck based around Sneak Attack and Show and Tell that puts Emrakul the Aeons Torn and attracts a Grand Unifier onto the battlefield. Let's go check it out. In front of you is Legacy Show and Tell, a classic archetype of the format, and I'm thrilled to be playing it for you today. But before we hop into the deck tech, I have a quick housekeeping update for you. Over at theepicstorm.com/shop, we have 25% off our token packs right now with code MAYSTORMS, one word, all caps, MAYSTORMS for 25% off. We have about 60 of the current generation of token packs. We're looking to move those so we can bring in the next token pack, and I'd really appreciate your support in doing so. So visit theepicstorm.com/shop for 25% off with code MAYSTORMS. Let's talk about Legacy Show and Tell. The last time I played this deck was about 6 to 8 months ago, and Vexing Bauble was still legal at the time. It's been a while, but since then, the deck has, really come to the top of the format. Right now, it's on the front page of MTG Goldfish, and it's even past Omni-Tell. So why has that happened? Well, stock up is the big reason why. Everyone thought it was best in Omni-Tell. Well, Sneak and Show really has more options to find with your Show and Tell. So you have Show and Tell itself, you have Sneak Attack. So instead of having to find exactly Show and Tell plus Omniscience, you could find one of two combo pieces with Show and Tell or Sneak Attack, and then you have plenty of large things to put in play, like attracts a Grand Unifier, Emrakul the Aeons Torn, or Karn of Cruelty. That is the idea. So you have consistency with things like Brainstorm, Ponder, Stock Up. You have redundant combo pieces. You have a bunch of protection like Force of Will, Daze, and Spell Pierce. This deck is highly efficient, and that's the idea, and why I think that it's a pretty good choice in the current metagame. Like Omni-Tell, it also gained Mistrized Village. We're only playing one copy in the sideboard today because that's what Magic Online Legend JPA recommends. And JPA is the Sneak and Show Legend. If you look up their deck list on MTG Goldfish, it's pages and pages and pages with Sneak and Show combo. So I'm going to trust the expert here, and I'm going to take their advice. So hopefully it pans out for us today. But the deck list is pretty stock. Hopefully you enjoy it. Like, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. And thank you for watching. I truly appreciate it. I will see you in the first round. Don't go anywhere. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You can also show your support by becoming a member of this channel. You get sweet perks such as badges, emotes, early access to videos, exclusive members-only content, and access to our members Discord section. As you increase the tiers, there are other rewards such as shop discounts, sideboard guides, and even free donation decks. Click the join button down below to find out more. We also have other ways you can support us, like theepicstorm.com/shop or submitting a donation deck via theepicstorm.com/donation decks. That's enough for now. Let's play some Magic. Welcome to match number 1. We're on the draw. I have no clue what our opponent's playing today, but we have a pretty interesting hand to start off this league. So we have Sneak Attack, so we have a payoff, and then we have Emrakul the Aeons Torn and attracts a Grand Unifier. The problem is you really only need one of these to start the game. That said, we have Brainstorm to put back 2 large creatures and hopefully find more mana and or protection. So is this a keep on the draw? I'm not sure, but I'm going to try it. They play Misty Rainforest, or an Underground Sea, and Nethergoyf. Okay, so we're facing Dimir Tempo, probably the best deck in the format at the moment. I'll play Volcanic Island, and let's play Lotus Petal. Main phase this Brainstorm so I don't get hit by an Orcish Bowmasters. I'm going to put Emrakul on the bottom and Sneak Attack on top, so that way I can hide it against a potential Thoughtseize. We'll pass the turn. Wasteland, okay. And there's the Thoughtseize. If they take the Emrakul, it would actually shuffle away the Sneak Attack on top of the deck. Let's see if they even consider it. They take my Brainstorm. I'm honestly okay with that. And I know that might sound crazy here, but if I fetch and then Brainstorm, I could lock myself. Personally, if I was playing, I would have taken the Ponder. Let's fetch. I'm going to grab a basic island, and we'll Ponder. We don't need this. That's way too, like, high mana value cards. We need mana. And I draw another Atraxa. Not good. Alright, so Ancient Tomb is our best draw here. Polluted Delta, they fetch. Undercity Sewers. Gets rid of an island. Alright, Ancient Tomb, or City of Traders, actually. We find Stock Up. I think we're going to just pass the turn. Land number 3, they have 4 cards in their hand now. They swing, no blocks, we'll go to 13. Ponder. So this is going to go right into an Orcish Bowmasters here, but I have to try to find more mana. We hit a polluted Delta, that's good. No Bowmasters, we'll play the Delta and pass. End step they fetch with the Marsh Flats. No second copy of Undercity Sewers. Interesting. Brazen Borrower? Yep, okay. So now they have 5 damage coming in, 4 cards in their hand, another polluted Delta, down to 3 cards. So this attack will put me down to 8. We'll fetch down to 7. Grab Thundering Falls. Spell Pierce. That doesn't help me. I have to get rid of it. Force of Will. So if they daze, the Netherglyph grows and then I lose. I think I'm going to try a stock up here. The stock up resolves. I found 2 pieces of mana. I wonder if it's supposed to be Volcanic Island Show and Tell rather than the Scalding Tarn, because the Tarn makes me lose life. Okay, we'll do that. Play the Volcanic Island and hope that I get another turn here. I'm at 7. They have 5 damage on the board, but Netherglyph could grow larger. And there's the Bowmasters, so this would kill me. I think it kills me no matter what I do, because if I Force of Will, I go down to 6 and then the Bowmasters increases the Netherglyph. Yeah, I'm dead. Okay, we needed a slightly better draw there. Bummer. We probably want the Mistrized Village. And then cut the Simian Spirit Guide. Let's try this. Maybe I want the Flusterstorm. Is it too late? We'll shave Archon of Cruelty and 1 stock up. Yeah, let's do this. On the play for game number 2. Sure, keep. Island into Ponder. Well, that's a Show and Tell. We'll hide that in the middle. Don't really want 2 copies of Atraxa, but I think the Show and Tell is worth keeping. Underground Sea and Thoughtseize. So they probably take the stock up here. And they do. So I hid the Show and Tell on top of the deck where it belonged. We'll play out the Lotus Petal. And then next turn I can play Show and Tell through a daze. Now they ponder. They did not shuffle. Netherglyph. They have 5 cards in their hand. We will fetch. Grab the Thundering Falls. Hopefully I can find a Force of Will or a Daze. Get rid of the Emrakul. I don't want that. That will shuffle everything else back in. Another land. Okay. We'll try Show and Tell. Please resolve. Pretty please. Force of Will and Thoughtseize in their opening turn cycles. Yep, that happens. Okay, so we need to find another Show and Tell or a Sneak Attack. Another Ponder. And a Brainstorm. Looks like they did not find a land, so they have 4 action spells in their hand, and there's the Force of Will I wanted. Ah, just a turn too late. Okay. And you might be saying, why didn't you just wait a turn? Well, I didn't know Force of Will was there, and every turn you wait is another turn your opponent could dig for another piece of interaction. But we also know that they're a Thoughtseize deck. There was a chance that it was just discarded. So I'm going to pass here. There's no need to Brainstorm into an Orcish Bowmasters. And there it is. So now I can Brainstorm in response and they won't get to ping me 3 times. And there's the Sneak Attack. So I will hide the Sneak Attack on top of the deck. I'm at 14. Another Bowmasters. Okay. The next me down to 13. Now they can attack. They have 7 permanents. I'm at 8. We'll play City of Traders. And let's try Sneak Attack. Another Force of Will. We will Force of Will back, exile an Atraxa. Sneak Attack. We'll activate the Sneak Attack, paying a red mana from the Thundering Falls. Put the Atraxa Grand Unifier onto the battlefield. Triggers. We'll take Emrakul. Force of Will. Lotus Petal. Basic Mountain. Okay, that's all I can take. I'll play the Lotus Petal. We'll activate Sneak Attack again. Put the Emrakul in. Go to combat. Swing better. There we go. They had a very good hand that game, but we still got the job done. I'm wondering to myself if there's a world where we want Pyroblast. I think the answer is probably not. It's just too much interaction. Yeah, I'm just going to resubmit. I think against a dedicated control deck, I would bring in Pyroblast, but maybe not Dimir Tempo, where they have Thoughtseize and so many other things. Okay, this is certainly a hand. We'll keep Underground Sea and Netherglyph. Yep, they have 5 cards remaining. Okay, Force of Will, very good. So now I would like to find a large monster for my show and tell. I think we keep this because if I get hit by a wasteland, I want the additional mana. Plus Ponder gets to dig again next turn. They have Polluted Delta. They fetch. So now their Netherglyph is a 1-2. Thoughtseize. I'm going to allow this to resolve. Because if I Force of Will, I'm down a resource. What are they going to take? It's probably Force of Will or one of the two show and tells. So I think it's a lose-lose. Alternatively, they could take the stock up, but I have Ponder on top of the deck, so I don't even know if I mind. They take the Force of Will. Okay. And now they attack for 2. Ouch. So I will fetch here. Probably grabbing a basic. Let's Ponder. Another Ponder and a Force of Will. I think we keep this. Pass the turn. Marsh Flats, they have 4 cards in their hand. They're fetching. Borrowglyph. So if I daze this, their Netherglyph gets a little bit larger, but I think I'm supposed to daze it. We'll pick up the island. It just kills me too quickly. They have 3 cards in their hand. So now I'm drawing another Ponder. We'll play it. I think I'm going to shuffle this. We just have to find a large creature. Boom. So now we have Force of Will protected show and tell next turn. They have a Ponder. They did not shuffle Wasteland. So Wasteland hurts because now my show and tell is countered by a daze. They swing for 3, I'll go to 11. So Lotus Petal is my best draw. Or I could wait a turn. I could also just jam the show and tell, knowing that I have 2 of them. Let's try that. They have 3 cards. They Force of Will, so they don't have daze. I will Force of Will back, exile stock up. They have 1 card. Show and tell. We'll put in we'll put in Atraxa Grand Unifier. Atraxa triggers. They have Bitter Triumph. Okay. So they get to kill my Atraxa here. They have no hand left. Atraxa triggers. Alright, so daze is the only instant, so we'll take that. Lotus Petal. Take the Ancient Tomb, Sneak Attack, and I believe it's Emrakul. Or should I take the Atraxa? I mean, Emrakul just wins. We'll take the Emrakul. Say done. Play my Lotus Petal. Pass the turn. So I think the only thing we lose to here is a top deck Thoughtseize. We'll float 2 mana. Play Misty Rainforest. This will get rid of the City of Traders. Show and tell. They drew Force of Negation, but we have the daze. So I'll counter the Force of Negation. We'll put in the Sneak Attack. Now I'll fetch down to 5. Grab the Volcanic Island. Use the Sneak Attack. We'll put in Emrakul the Aeons Torn. Move to combat. We got there. We beat Dimir Tempo. This is supposed to be a bad matchup for us, and we got the win, so I'm pretty excited about that. We're starting this Legacy League off 1-0. Moxfield.com is the easiest way to build a Magic deck online. They support over 30 formats, including Legacy and many other Eternal formats. There are so many options to view decks the way that you want, from text view to individual cards, mana value, and even card price. There's also light mode and dark mode. My personal favorite feature is card tags. This way you can sort cards by function. Moxfield supports collection tracking, Scryfall search, decklist feedback, and so much more. Follow me on Moxfield.com so you can stay updated on all of my decks. Round number 2, we're on the play. Let's party. This is a turn 2 show and tell. We will keep. I have no clue what the opponent's playing, but if we have A plus B, I'm going to keep it. We can always find protection later. Play the Polluted Delta. This can grab our Thundering Falls that could potentially find a Force of Will or a Daze. They play a Scalding Tarn, so probably a blue deck. We'll fetch. Am I being stifled? I guess so. The year's 2013, apparently. Okay. There's Force of Will. We'll play Volcanic Island. So now I have a protected turn 2 show and tell. I just have to not get wastelanded here. Shouldn't have opened up my mouth. Okay. And a Dragon's Rage Channeler. Lotus Petal off the top. Wasn't that good. Alright, so I can fetch for a basic here. So I'm just going to do that before I could be stifled again. Pass the turn. Scalding Tarn and another Dragon's Rage Channeler. Mishra's Bauble. They kept the card on top the second time. I'll take 1. They have 3 in hand, but they're about to draw up to a 4th with this Mishra's Bauble. The Lotus Petal is still my best draw here. City of Traders. So I can try to stock up and then next turn play through a Daze, or I can just try to jam right now, but I would lose to double Daze or Force of Will plus Daze. It's a tough call. I think I'm going to just jam the Show and Tell. They Force of Will. I am going to Force of Will back before they can Surveil. Pitch the stock up. They have 2 cards remaining. They're fetching in response. They grab an Underground Sea, and now they're going to Brainstorm. So Daze beats me here, another Force of Will beats me here. They put a card to the graveyard, they put a card to the graveyard, Brainstorm. Hopefully they don't find it. And the reason I pitched the stock up and not the Atraxa is what I would like to put in play. Alright, so now they get their Surveils, they get rid of a Mishra's Bauble, Show and Tell. And they did find the Daze. Devastating. Yep, that happens. Unfortunate. They replay the Underground Sea and Ponder. So realistically, if I would like to win this, I have to draw another Show and Tell pretty much next turn. We'll take 6 down to 10. That's not going to do it. We'll pass the turn. I'll take 6 again. I'm at 4. Alright, so I did not get there. Bummer. Delver. We'll bring in Flusterstorm, probably the Pyroblast too, Mysterized Village. Get rid of the Archon of Cruelty, the Simian Spirit Guide. Maybe like 2 stock up. It's just a little clunky against Delver. And now I'm at 61. I'll shave 1 Lotus Petal. Let's try this. I'm the play for game number 2. Yeah, we'll keep this. I just need to find, more mana, like an Ancient Tomb or something. Play the island, pass. They have Volcanic Island. Brainstorm. I will pass the turn. Scalding Tarn. If they're not going to do anything, I'm not going to cast this Brainstorm. I'm willing to just sit pretty. Pass. They Brainstorm. And they're going to redraw a card here. They did not want to fetch. They play a Wasteland. I'm going to sit on this Brainstorm. I'd like to really get a full look at hitting my next land. They're going to fetch in response, so this is probably an Orcish Bowmasters. In response to this, should I Brainstorm? Probably. So we'll Brainstorm in response to the Bowmasters. We found the Ancient Tomb. Put the Sneak Attack back, and the Volcanic Island. And now Ponder. I think I just keep the Polluted Delta. I'll take 1 from the Orcish Bowmasters. Play the Polluted Delta and pass. They swing for 3, I'll go to 15. They have 7 in hand. Thundering Falls. They get rid of a Murktide Regent. 6 cards. Play the Ancient Tomb. Fetch. They stifle the Polluted Delta. That's fine with me. Let's try Show and Tell. They Force of Will, exiling Murktide Regent. I will Force of Will back, exile the Atraxa Grand Unifier. I think I need this other Show and Tell in my hand. I don't have red mana right now. The Show and Tell. Force of Will exiles Brainstorm. I will Flusterstorm. Is your last card a Daze? Alright, so Flusterstorm has countered Force of Will. They have 1 card remaining. Show and Tell. And their last card was in fact a Daze. So their hand was perfect. Ay. Okay. So I believe my top card is a Volcanic Island, if I'm not mistaken. So even if I'm Wastelanded here, I could try another Show and Tell. And their draw step would have had to have been another Daze. And it was a Dragon's Rage Channeler. So this knocks me down to 8. Show and Tell. Emrakul the Aeons Torn. Pass. So they have exactly 6 permanents here. They swing out. I will block the Orc Army going to 6. Another Bowmasters. This puts me to 5. And now they have 7 permanents. So they'll have 1 thing in the end. We'll swing. Annihilator 6. So they're going to keep the Channeler? Sure, that doesn't kill me. Alright, off to game number 3. I'm beginning to wonder if versus this build with Stifles in it, if I want the additional fast mana instead of stock up. I think it's not crazy, it just means that I'm going to have less digging power. Alternatively, and this might be a madman thought, I could do stock up over Brainstorm in order to not play into Orcish Bowmasters It's probably just keep stock up in the sideboard. Like, they're a build with Daze, Stifle, and Wasteland. Like, how often am I going to be able to cast stock up? Game number 3, we're on the draw. Our opponent has taken a mulligan. I will keep. This hand is interesting. I need another blue card. That is what this hand is really waiting on here. They have a mulligan to 5. Scalding Tarn for a Volcanic Island. Dragon's Rage Channeler. 4 cards left in their hand. That's a blue card. We'll play the basic mountain. Pass. They swing for 1. Ouch. No land. Let's play Thundering Falls. Keep the Spell Pierce. Pass the turn. They have 5 cards. They brainstorm. If I Pyroblast this, I'm going to draw Spell Pierce next turn anyway. So I think that this is actually just the best thing I can do. I'm going to counterspell the brainstorm. They get the Surveil. They put the land to the graveyard. That's interesting. And they don't make a land drop. So now I have Show and Tell. Oh, I don't have Spell Pierce back up. I am mistaken. Ooh. I mean, their hand would have to be double Force of Will, double blue card to stop me here. I'm just going to jam. Force of Will, exile Murktide Regent. Force of Will, exile Spell Pierce. And the opponent concedes the match. I love it. We're now 2-0, beating 2 blue tempo decks with Sneak and Show. Looking to make playing your favorite combo deck much easier? Look no further than the Epic Storm Mini Token Combo Pack, which is available at theepicstorm.com/shop for $14.99. This combo token pack comes with 84 double-sided tokens. That includes our classic Storm and mana tokens, as well as fan favorites such as Goblins, Squirrels, and Slime Time Live. But that's not all. We've expanded this token pack to cover a variety of formats with new tokens. Stop on by theepicstorm.com/shop and make an easy decision to elevate your combo game. For round number 3, we're on the draw. I'm facing someone who traditionally plays a lot of prison decks in Legacy. No idea what they're playing today, but we're going to just keep this hand because, well, I have A+B and we just need more mana. So we have the easy part. I mean, realistically, this hand is good. I wish I had a Force of Will in it, but you can't have everything. Planar Nexus, okay. Mox Opal, so probably not a prison deck. Sure. Ponder. Play the Polluted Delta, will fetch. Grab Volcanic Island. I want them to think that I'm not on Storm. Well, there's the mana I wanted, but this doesn't... I could have a turn 2 Atraxa, but then they might just try to kill me. So should I shuffle this or not? I think I'm going to shuffle. We find Show and Tell, so I have a turn 2 Atraxa anyway. Urza's Saga. Is this like a Karn Forge deck? I'm wondering if I should just play stock up this turn, rather than letting them put a large artifact into play that might beat my Atraxa. We'll play the Ancient Tomb, and I think I'm going to stock up. We did not find Force of Will. Oh no. Oh no. We'll take Show and Tell and Ponder. I was really hoping to find some counter magic there. Move to clean up. We'll get rid of Misty Rainforest. Urza's Saga goes to the second chapter. Urza's Workshop. I believe that we're facing the Karn Forge deck, or Mystic Forge combo. Basalt Monolith. Sure. So now they have Metalcraft. 4 mana. Karn the Great Creator. Yep. They have 2 cards in their hand. Maybe I played this game too conservatively. It's worth noting that the Atraxa doesn't want to find Lotus Petal. So if I were to go Show and Tell, Sneak Attack, Sneak in Atraxa, I'd have to hit pretty much exactly Simian Spirit Guide, which is a 1-of. They minus the Karn the Great Creator. Our opponent's taking a very long time in every decision here. They're already behind 5 minutes on clock at this point. And this game just started. They chose Tormod's Crypt. Okay, sure. You got it. Let's see what my draw step is. Volcanic Island. We'll play Show and Tell. Put in Sneak Attack. They put in the One Ring, so they don't have protection. And now I can put in the Atraxa. I mean, I could also put in the Archon of Cruelty, but I don't think that's actually the move here. Because the Atraxa can also just kill the Karn while potentially finding a Force of Will. So we'll trigger the Atraxa. No Force of Wills. Ugh, you're killing me, deck. We'll take the Emrakul. Island. Stock up. And Daze will now go to combat and attack the Karn the Great Creator. They draw with the One Ring, attack the Karn, and now we have to go to discard. I will get rid of the basic island. Even if I had found a Lotus Petal, I could have taken the other Atraxa to help dig for another Force of Will, but we missed on Force of Will and Lotus Petals. So I feel like this game I've hit some rough variants. They're now up to 5 cards in hand due to the One Ring. And now with the Urza Saga, they're able to go get a Manifold Key to untap the Basalt Monolith. So they have plenty of mana here. Or they can draw more cards using the One Ring. They're going to untap the Basalt Monolith. Defense Grid. Sure. You got it. Do what you've got to do. They play Grim Monolith, 3 cards left. Mystic Forge, 2 cards remain. They use the Mystic Forge already. They don't have a ton of mana here. They tap the Urza's Workshop for 2. They could have floated mana earlier this turn with the Urza Saga Search on the stack, so that way that land tap for 3. I also could have dazed the defense grid, but that would have put me back a blue source, and I decided that it wasn't worth it in case I ended up needing to cast Ponder or stock up. Kozilek's Command for 0. They find Urza's Tower, so that's 3 more mana here. 4 mana now. Karn the Great Creator is back. So they're out of mana, which is a silver lining here because they can't put Ensnaring Bridge into play. They do select Ensnaring Bridge. We'll play Volcanic Island, activate the sneak attack. Emrakul the Aeons Torn, activate the sneak attack. Archon of Cruelty. Trigger. Goodbye, Karn the Great Piece of Trash. Get out of here. Go. And we win game number 1. I probably didn't deserve to. I think I played that game wrong. We'll bring in Brotherhood's End, Magus of the Moon, Omniscience. I actually like Spell Pierce in the matchup. Daze isn't bad either. What do I have to sideboard out? Am I supposed to just take out... Maybe I don't need the Omniscience. And then just take out Lotus Petal because I'm not the combo deck, plus their Karn the Great Creator strategy. We'll try this. Turn 2 Magus of the Moon or turn 2 Show and Tell. I think we'll keep. Urza's Tower, Manifold Key. Play the Ancient Tomb, pass. I don't have to make a decision right now between Magus of the Moon or Show and Tell. There's a world in which I'm supposed to play Ponder looking for Force of Will, but we saw how that worked out in game number 1. Urza's Workshop. So this is 3 mana? Oh no, you need Metalcraft. That's right. I always forget about that with Urza's Workshop. So they have 5 mana here with the Grim Monolith. Basalt Monolith. So they have tons of mana. Untapping Grim Monolith. Karn the Great Creator. Yeah. I guess maybe I was supposed to dig for Force of Will. So they could grab Ensnaring Bridge. And they do. I suppose maybe my game plan has shifted to maybe I'm supposed to play Stock Up now. Another land. We'll fetch. I think I'm going to grab the basic island. Play Stock Up. We did find Force of Will and Brotherhood's End. Both of those were good. Question is, what do I discard? Is it the Emrakul? I think so. Goodbye, Emrakul. My game plan now is to play Magus of the Moon and then Brotherhood's End to clear up all the artifacts at some point. They untap the Grim Monolith. Another Urza's Workshop. 3 cards in hand. We know one of them is Ensnaring Bridge. They minus the Karn the Great Creator. They grab Mycosynth Lattice. Not allowed to let that one resolve. And I will Force of Will that. Exile Ponder. Okay, so we know that they still have Ensnaring Bridge. I redrew Emrakul, which is fine. We're going to play the Magus of the Moon this turn. Grab Volcanic Island. Ouch. Enjoy your mountains. And then next turn I can Brotherhood's End and kill the Karn the Great Creator. They untap the Basalt Monolith. 4 cards left. In their hand, that is. 5 mana. Kozilek's Command. Ah, that's brutal. Yeah, that hurts. Now they play an Urza's Saga. They still have the Ensnaring Bridge in their hand. 4 mana for a Mystic Forge. They exile the top card of their library. I'm afraid that I've been buried this game. The Kozilek's Command was probably the nail in the coffin. They plus the Karn the Great Creator. I don't have another red for the sneak attack. Oh, I can... No, that doesn't work because they're just going to put in the Ensnaring Bridge. Yeah, I just really needed another red mana this game. Maybe fetching the island for the Magus of the Moon was a mistake. Well, play another Ancient Tomb. We'll go to 9. Play the Sneak Attack. And then I'll pass the turn. I believe we're dead, but my opponent's been taking so long in every decision. They're already down to 7 minutes. I'm going to make them kill me. They've tapped their Urza Saga for mana. Okay. They're going to minus the Karn the Great Creator. This can go grab Paradox Engine. And then they'll be able to play their whole deck with the Mystic Forge. They grab the One Ring. Interesting. And now they play the One Ring. They now have protection because they cast it. So if I attack them with the Emrakul, they would annihilate 6, but they wouldn't take any damage. They could also just play the Ensnaring Bridge, and that wouldn't even be a concern. Another Voltaic Key. 5 minutes left on their clock. They untap the One Ring. Okay. They're going to draw again. Up to 5 cards in hand. Glaring Fleshraker. Defense Grid, sure. This will put me to 8. Voltaic Key. I'm at 7. Another Karn the Great Creator. I go to 6. They're going to untap the Basalt Monolith, so now they have 5 mana available. They play the Ensnaring Bridge. I'm at 5. Now they minus the Karn the Great Creator. They find Liquid Metal Coating. They play it. I'm now at 4. And they pass the turn. So in my upkeep, they don't turn my land into a... They target the Sneak Attack. Okay. I think am I supposed to play for a draw here? I can kill the Karn and the Glaring Fleshraker instead of destroying all the artifacts. Well, Brotherhood's End. Let's kill the Karn and the Glaring Fleshraker. So now the One Ring. I mean, they're going to get to do a bunch of things this turn, but they've wasted so much of my time this round, I'm going to let them just time out. Like, they did this to themselves. They draw using the One Ring. They also could have made a construct and chose not to. I find that to be pretty interesting. Grim Monolith. Kozilek's Command for 7. Another Glaring Fleshraker. So now they have to play 3 spells just to win game number 2. And they're still at game 3. Okay, I lose game number 2. They have 25 seconds left to win game number 3. I am not going to sideboard. I would like to be on the play. We have Force of Will. Yeah, I'll keep. Play Thundering Falls, trigger. Keep the Ponder. Pass. Manifold Key, you've got it. Play the Ponder. Shuffle, there's no mana in there. Pass the turn. They have 4 mana here. I will Force of Will your Grim Monolith. And the opponent times out. So, not the ending of the match that I wanted, but I used my time wisely. The opponent maybe didn't. So, we're now 3-0 with 2 matches left to go. You're still watching. Make sure to give this video a like, comment, and subscribe. While you're near the description, here's a reminder to use our affiliate links if you're going to make a purchase from Amazon, Card Hoarder, or TCG Player. Just above those affiliate links, you'll find our social channels. Make sure to join those to connect with us. Round number 3, we're on the draw. I've opened up a stable and, a hand with A plus B, but no protection or acceleration. I'm a little sketched out by this hand, but if my memory serves me correctly, I do believe that our opponent is usually someone that plays Delver Secret strategies, so I like having 4 lands. Underground Sea. Force of Will? Let's see it. Ponder. Okay. I'll play the Island and Ponder. There's a Force of Will, but more lands. I don't want more lands. We'll pass. In step they Brainstorm. Polluted Delta. Play the Misty Rainforest and I'll pass. This way we can search for a Thundering Falls on their end step, but also shuffle away the land that's on top. They grab another Underground Sea. Orcish Bowmasters! Welcome to the party. Polluted Delta. And now they attack for 2. Ouch. They're fetching with Polluted Delta. Volcanic Island. 3 mana here for a stock up. I think I have to let this resolve. It's not a card I would like to see from them. Daze would probably be the best card I could surveil into here. Thundering Falls. We'll get rid of the Emrakul. It does not help me. We find another Ponder. I think I'm going to attempt my own stock up. Grab the Island. Play the stock up. So the stock up from their side makes me wonder if they're Grixis control or tempo. The Daze means tempo. So my stock up has been countered. I will pass the turn. Now they have Thoughtseize. Oh, wow. I'm going to attempt a Force of Will. My Force of Will resolved, and now they get to Wasteland. Nethergoyf, they have 4 in hand, one of which is a volcanic island. So if they had a daze, they probably would have dazed the Force of Will, so I think I'm supposed to just jam the Show and Tell. Wow, it just resolves. We'll put in a Troxagrand Unifier. They put in another Nethergoyf. We get the trigger. Force of Will, stock up, Lotus Petal, Atraxa, Grand Unifier, and Volcanic Island. We're back up to 7 cards in hand. I will play the Lotus Petal, so that way I can potentially pay for a daze. If for some reason they draw a daze and have Brazen Borrower in hand, I can fight back. Now they brainstorm. Scalding Tarn. Thoughtseize. I'm not going to Force of Will that. They take the Force of Will. And they do not attack. Wise decision. We draw Brainstorm. I will swing for 7. Play Volcanic Island. And let's try stock up. Force of Will plus Spell Pierce. Pretty good. Just trying to protect the queen at this point. Pass the turn. They fetch down to 8. So with my Atraxa hit, they would still go to 1. It would not be lethal. They're going to swing everyone in. I'll block the Orcish Bowmasters. I'll take 7. Petty Theft. How about I introduce you to what is called Spell Pierce? And they concede. Nice. Okay, so Flusterstorm is coming back. Probably the Mistrise Village. Getting rid of the Simian Spirit Guide will take out the Archon of Cruelty. And then in match number 1, we decided out a stock up. I did not bring in Pyroblast. I think I'm fine trying this again. Game number 2, we're on the draw. I'm missing a large creature, but the rest of this hand is so good that I believe we should keep it. Scalding Tarn, Underground Sea, and Nethergoyf. Sure. We'll play the Misty Rainforest, pass the turn. And now they brainstorm, so this will put instant to the graveyard for the Nethergoyf, making the Nethergoyf into a Curd Ape. So we'll take 2 here. Ouch. Them the beats. They have 5 cards in hand. We draw Emrakul, so we have everything we need at this point. I'm going to brainstorm while they can't Orcish Bowmasters me. We'll put back 1 sneak attack, and actually, let's put the sneak attack on top. Just in case of a Thoughtseize. I'll play out Lotus Petal, pass the turn. So next turn I have sneak attack with Force of Will back up through a daze. They grab Volcanic Island, Wasteland, sure. They have 5 in hand. I think I'm going to redraw the other sneak attack. This might not work out for me, but I'm going to fetch for Volcanic Island, and we're just going to try playing a sneak attack this turn. They have daze. I think I'm going to Force of Will, exiling Atraxa Unifier. They Force of Will back, exiling Force of Will. Okay. I cannot pay for daze. And now they have Orcish Bowmasters. So I'll go to 11. And then they're going to hit me for 4 down to 7. I think I don't have enough time. Yeah, the other Bowmasters is going to do it. Even if I were to draw a land, I don't have enough time. So I guess I was supposed to fetch away the sneak attack. That's where I went wrong. Okay. Game 3. Hit submit. On the play for game 3. If this City of Traders was a basic island, I would keep this. I have to mulligan. This isn't bad. Get rid of a Scalding Tarn. Play the island, ponder. That's perfect. That's a turn 2 show and tell with daze backup. Okay. Pass the turn. They play Volcanic Island. Well, if they're not going to tap out, I think I'm supposed to wait. So I'll play the Scalding Tarn and pass. And then I believe my next card is a land, so I should try to search out the, what is it called? Thundering Falls, looking for another blue card. Volcanic Island. I don't think I want that. They have 7 in hand. We draw land anyway, so I'm just going to keep on passing. They brainstorm. And Undercity Sewers. Gets rid of Polluted Delta. They have land number 3. So this daze is losing its value pretty quickly. Another show and tell. Okay. Let's try jamming a show and tell. They have Pyroblast. It's been countered. We will pass the turn. They search out another Undercity Sewers. Orcish Bowmasters, you got it. I don't think I care about that. They still have 6 cards in their hand. It is a lot. And now they have Thoughtseize. That's brutal. I will attempt a Force of Will. And they have Force of Will back, exiling Daze. This probably takes the other show and tell. Alright, let's see. Sneak attack off the top rope. Lotus Petal. We will pass the turn. They still have 4 cards. Ouch. I go to 13. And now they have their own stock up. Wasteland. They go after the City of Traders, which might mean that they have another Daze in their hand. We rip Show and Tell. I mean, it's now or never. Fetch. Grab Volcanic Island. Please don't have another Force of Will. Show and Tell. Another Force. Is that 3? Okay, it's only 2. I thought they exiled a Force of Will to Force of Will, but that might have been the previous game. They ponder. In their defense, I did draw 3 Show and Tells this game, which is kind of lucky on my side. And this looks like a Murktide Regent. Yeah, I'm in trouble, because this is exactly lethal. So I'll go to 10, and then on their turn, they hit for 10. So I have to draw the 4th Show and Tell right now. That is not the 4th Show and Tell. So we lose. That is a bummer. We got our first match loss. We are now 3-1. The best Legacy podcast? That would be Eternal Glory, featuring myself, Bryant Cook, alongside Brian Koval and Phil Gallagher. We're available on all major podcast platforms and YouTube. The final round of this Legacy League, we are on the draw. Our opponent's taking a mulligan. I have triple large creature, which I don't love. We do have a sneak attack, but I'm quite a bit of mana away from it being activated. I believe that you're supposed to mulligan this. This seems okay. Probably getting rid of a Lotus Petal. And it looks like we're facing the Karn Forge deck again. Show and Tell in a very good draw. I'll play out the Lotus Petal. Because if they play Karn the Great Creator, I would like to use Lotus Petal to cast Brainstorm. Urza's Saga. Another Manifold Key. End step will fetch. Grab the Thundering Falls. Don't need another Lotus Petal. That can go to the graveyard. Emrakul. We'll play Ancient Tomb. Show and Tell. But in Emrakul, the Aeons Torn. They have a Glaring Fleshraker. Okay, let's see how this ends. They have 2 cards remaining in their hand. Urza's Saga goes to the second chapter. This league was 3 Tempo decks and 2 Karn Forge decks. What a league. They play Urza's Workshop. 3 mana. Kozilek's Command. I'm going to just daze this before they can get their Glaring Fleshraker trigger, and they concede. Perfect. Alright, off to game number 2. We want the Brotherhood's End. I still think I want the Magus of the Moon. Get rid of the Lotus Petals. Like, I do see an argument for having Omniscience in the deck too. I think you could board out the Archon of Cruelty. I didn't do that last time, but I think it's reasonable. What if I just sideboard out the One Simian Spirit Guide? Let's try this. I am not allowed to keep this hand of Magic the Gathering cards. We will mulligan. I guess I can keep this. Bottom the second copy of Brotherhood's End. Urza's Workshop and 2 Voltaic Key. We find land number 3. I'm going to play Ponder. I think I keep this. Atrox on the bottom. Island. Spell Pierce. Pass the turn. Mox Opal. Ooh, they missed their land. I want the Atrox on top, so I'm going to just play Island and pass. They find Urza's Tower. And it looks like they're going to pass the turn instead of doing anything. Interesting. Second main phase, maybe? They're starting to do something here. Nope, chickened out. Okay, so I could play the Atroxa, or I could hold open Spell Pierce. I could also just play the Magus of the Moon. Let's play the Magus of the Moon. Disruptor Flute, sure. The name's Show and Tell, but my Brotherhood's End is going to clear all that up anyway. Grim Monolith. Now they're going to use the Grim Monolith. Another key. What is the last card in your hand? 5 mana now. They're paying costs. It's a One Ring. Okay. A little annoying, but not the end of the world. Play Ancient Tomb, and now we will Brotherhood's End to destroy artifacts. Pass the turn. There's no point in attacking. They have protection from everything. So if you're screaming at your computer, there was a protection trigger. And now they'll draw 2 cards from the One Ring. They just play a land and pass. We'll attack with Magus of the Moon. Let's attempt a Show and Tell. I believe it should be a Grand Unifier before Emrakul. They put in another land. Daze, Magus of the Moon, Misty Rainforest, Sneak Attack, Show and Tell, I guess. Play the Misty Rainforest. Pass the turn. The opponent says it feels like I'm getting shown and told. Yeah, sometimes the deck does that. Grim Monolith. Sure. They have another land. And now they're passing. Interesting. In my upkeep, they're casting something here. Maybe not. Okay. Another land. I will attempt a sneak attack. We will activate the sneak attack. Emrakul the Aeons Torn. Move to combat. Sweet. So we finished this league with a 4-1 record. What did I think of the deck list? Well, I took it from MTG Goldfish. It's relatively stock. I don't know if I have any strong feedback. Like, the Brotherhood's Ends in this league really overperformed because we faced Karn Forge twice. As for the main deck, I don't know if I would do anything different. It felt pretty good. The Archon of Cruelty was fine. Traditionally, this deck sometimes plays a Gristlebrand in that slot, but it never really felt relevant one way or another. Yeah, I mean, it's a bummer we lost to Tempo once, but we also played it 3 times, and I felt like we got a little bit lucky in order to win one of those matches anyway. So you win some, you lose some, but I do think that if you're looking to improve this deck somewhere, it's probably the Tempo matchup. I just don't know exactly how to fix that. So if you have ideas, let me know. But that's all I've got for today. Hopefully you enjoyed this Legacy Classic combo deck today. Like, comment, subscribe. Go to theepicstorm.com/shop. Use code MAYSTORMS for 25% off a token pack. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. And as always, keep storming. Hey, Bryant Cook. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. There's no better way to support our channel. If you're interested in elevating your combo game, visit theepicstorm.com/tutoring for details about our coaching sessions. Don't worry, there's more great combo content coming right up.